Give you guys a couple of moments to come in. Hope everybody's having a great day. Please comment as soon as you guys are in so we can get started. I did do this in the members only, but I can't figure that out. It's not working correctly. And I went through about 30 minutes of it and felt like these people have joined the membership and it's showing the numbers, it's showing the number 0 there. So they either can't access it. Jamie and Lacey told me they couldn't access it, even though I'm clearly on live. It wasn't going through. So I said, okay, I'll do my first live here and I'll get the kinks worked out for our for the membership program on YouTube. Guys, if you guys want to follow this move and see it all documented, join the membership program on YouTube. That's where all the videos will be. Okay, so I am doing this first one here publicly because I did promise to go live today at 9:00 a.m. For members only that did get the tier 1 membership program on YouTube. There is a video there of me going through the basics, okay, of moving and what that's going to look like. But like I said, I stopped a few minutes in, about 27 minutes in or something like that, because I think you just go to YouTube, Sakona, and somewhere on there should be memberships. I'm so sorry that I don't know all this stuff. I'm so digitally unsound when it comes to this stuff, okay? World of information, world of insight, but computer stuff, yeah, no, okay? But I know it's on the page somewhere on memberships. So
you won't be able to see it on your phone. You'll have to go to a laptop and you see join.
Oh, so you don't see memberships on the phone. You have to join from your laptop, is what I'm hearing. Okay. Yeah, leaving the country is huge, Gemini Rising. Absolutely. Where are we going? I'm going to be talking about that in this live, guys. You're going to get basic details today. Okay, where we're going, why we're going, and all that stuff. Okay, because if it's Dubai, Upper Africa, I want to come. Okay. Well, we definitely going to get into that. I'm not going to keep you guys long. I didn't look for the last live to be really over 30 minutes to an hour, because it's not some type of teaching live or about to go into all these different things. I know that the people that I'm trying to reach are people who full well understand my mindset. You agree on a lot of what I talk about. And I shouldn't have to do a lecture. You understand? I'm just going to present to you guys what we're doing. And if you guys know enough about me or enough about what you want out of life, this will interest you. At least it may interest you in watching us go create something new. Okay, so let's get to it. Peace to everybody joining in right now. Okay, welcome in. Thank you guys for even coming to listen to what I have to say, whether you're watching live or catching this later. But let me start this off real plain. Get that cult stuff out of your head, okay? Get the polygamy stuff out of your head, okay? This right here, this is about life. So I don't need you guys taking things that you can poke about me, okay, and say, well, this is what he's going to do. This is the reason. I find a huge problem with our world today. A few days ago, I announced to the world that we are leaving this country to start something new. And people said, he going to do a cult. He going to be Jim Jones. Yo, I ain't even say what we was doing yet. Why is that the first thing I could see if I presented what we were doing and it sounded cultish, it sounded like some stuff, then you could go there. But if all a man says, I'm leaving the country, I want to start something new and fresh, if that's your first go-to move, don't come. Don't come, okay? Because that just shows me you have a negative mindset. You can't even hear what someone's saying before you already go there. So I've been getting that. He's trying to make everybody polygamous. He's trying to, I didn't even say what we were doing yet. I didn't have the actual live yet to discuss what we're even doing, guys. You're already in your heads creating negatives. And to that being said, I won't do this today because I'm sure trolls will come and do their thing. But in our membership program, do not join that membership program if all you guys are going to be doing is trolling. Everything somebody says is something to knock something down. We have to learn how to build, okay? And we have to listen to be able to do that, okay? So again, get the cult stuff out of your head, the polygamy stuff. This is not about that, Okay, I'm not trying to cult up with you guys. I'm not trying to rule you guys, oversee you guys, have you guys worship me. And I'm not trying to make you guys polygamous. Okay, so I'm trying to make a better life for our ancestors, for our future generations, our gene rations, our ascendants. Okay, and I don't see a life in this world right here that we live in now doing that. I see it as destroying our legacies, destroying our birthrights. That's what I see it as. Okay, momentarily it gives us convenience, it gives us comfort, but contributing to the matrix we live in, guys, is we're literally trading in our birthrights and our lineage and legacy. We're trading in our freedom for it. This is not freedom. We're purchasing living in this world with our very freedom. And I'm going to explain that to you. Okay. And many of you guys know this deep down, but just can't articulate it. But spiritually, you know what I'm about to say to you guys today will be correct. Okay. Just listen to me. Okay. So, this is not about religion, gender roles, not about your opinion on how many wives I have. This conversation is about the quality of life that you feel slipping away every single day. And what can we actually do about that, family? What can we do about that? So let's start with the obvious, okay? We are not okay. And deep down, you know it. Deep down, you know it, okay? Birds know when to fly south. You think we don't have something instinct telling us that we need to do something? I know you feel it. You just can't articulate it. You feel it every time you look at your paycheck and then look at your bills. You feel it every time that you walk into a grocery store and leave with a half bag for $100. You feel it when your children come home from school confused about who they are, if they a man or a woman, if they should be giving it up, if they're being bullied, the things that they're learning in school about someone else founding the very country that they're probably native to, that they were enslaved on, that they are slaves, teaching them submission instead of freedom. You feel it when your body is hurting, but you can't afford a doctor. Your teeth are hurting and you can't afford a damn dentist. You can't afford to fix your teeth, so your head hurting, teeth hurting. I've been there. And they don't give a damn. Yo, for the cost to fix your teeth, to bridge your teeth, you could change your whole life. For the cost to bridge your damn teeth, to bridge a gap, you could repair your life, yo. Here the food is poison. It's not even real food. And it's poison. If it's food is poison, or it's not real food. We're seeing videos every day showing us fruits fake, vegetables are fake. We've been questioning the damn meat. The schools are programming our children. They're not teaching them true education. They're teaching them domestication. Our children come from these places knowing less about who they are. The healthcare is for profit, not healing. It costs more to stay sick than being healthy. You go to get those pills and shit, and then all of a sudden you're paying for it for years, getting worse, health deteriorating, developing a need for the medicines. And then all of a sudden you realize, oh, I could have just done this damn herb and been cured of it. I could have just removed myself from eating some of the foods that they selling me and feeding me, and this would have went away. They don't care. The housing market is robbery, literal robbery. The news is fear, and people are divided. That's the main problem. When we walk outside of this world, it's already tough to live in and survive in monetarily. We can't get along with our very family members. We're raising our children all wrong. They don't understand each other. Men and women hate each other. We can't form healthy relationships. There's so many children being born out of wedlock. And all of this is because we don't have an understanding on how to create relationships. We sell out to this matrix, superficial, materialistic, and we're selling our birthrights. We're not looking for someone to build a life with and form a future with. We're looking for someone aesthetically in the moment to please us because that's what we're taught to do. Nobody's born evil. Nobody's born a saint. But we are slaves to our development. And for us to really change the world, guys, we got to go somewhere else, because when we try to show the world the things they're doing is what's destroying the world, they don't want to hear it. And it's just like I told you guys the other day. I know in our lifetime, we're not going to see the world that we want to see. I know it for a fact that if I stay here, I'm going to die right here and be buried somewhere where I grew up at, in some funeral home, besides somebody I probably never fucking met. unless I do something about it. Unless I do something about it, I'm going to be condemned to the same traditions as everybody else. So I can't keep telling us that we're hamsters on a wheel and can still continue to be a damn hamster on the wheel. Like, I get it. So if I imagine we're in a zoo and I'm telling all the other zoo animals, we're in a zoo, right? But the cage doors are literally open and I myself won't even leave. What kind of sense does that make? If you guys recognize that you're in a zoo, but the cage is open and you know it, and you won't leave, you're part of the zookeepers. You're worse than, like, the lion ain't helping himself being caged. But we're doing that every day by staying here and contributing to this shit. The lion's not paying to stay in the zoo, but we are. So we got to do something. And right, Avia, we got to do something because it's in due time. It's when you do it, it will be time. So how can we get freedom? Do we march up here and tell them to give it to us? Do we try to tell somebody to treat us right? Or do we try to find out where can we go, buy sustainable land that we can grow off of, hunt off of, fish off of, build homes for affordable prices, live next to people of like mind. So we don't got to worry about walking outside and our next door neighbor believing something totally different than you, teaching something totally different to their child than you. So it's negative reinforcement on the very ideas you're putting into your children. We could create a community where all of us that think alike could program our own damn kids. Why the world doing that? We're not born, guys. We are born internally knowing what to do. But outside of us, what we're calling education is actually domestication. It's teaching you the opposite of how to live naturally. So we're all confused. We got to fix that. So I'm not staying here any longer. We're leaving. And we're not asking you guys to leave. We're inviting you guys. We're going to show you guys how to do it if you don't come. So please don't look at this as Kevin's trying to force us out. No, I'm giving you guys an opportunity. I know this for sure, guys. None of us can do this alone. You look back in time, any person who had vision that stood up and tried to put it on his or her back, they got eliminated really quickly. Nobody can do it on their own. And I think the Mother Nature, God, universe is constantly telling us this with the inevitable facts that we face every day. You guys know we die, right? Like every last one of us die. There's no way to get out of this world unless you die. That alone is proof that no one man can do it. Eventually you'll die and you got to pass it to somebody else. So if you're alive and you're trying to do it on your own, your mission when you die is going to die with you because you didn't get anybody to help you. And none of us are supposed to do it alone. So to think that I want to be a cult leader or be worshiped in any way, you guys are wild. I want you guys to stand up and step into your right frame of mind. And we all go do something great. We all go build something great together. Not Kevin. Every one of our names will be on this. Every one of our names will be written down in history for creating something totally different. Not Black Wall Street, but a natural Wall Street, a universal Wall Street, where our resources cycle in our damn communities. Let's do this shit again. Let's do this shit again. Us, like we can do this, not read about it. Guys, we can do this. Like, do you guys realize that? I hope you feel this in your soul. Like, I know we can do this. I'm not leaving because I hate America. I'm not leaving because America is my enemy. I just understand that it's not in alignment with me. And so I don't want to argue with America. I just want to go create something that doesn't take away from the time. I'm 42. I don't have much time left on this planet. And tomorrow's not even promised to any of you. So even if you're 16 years old, you're not promised any more time than me. You understand? And so trying to fix your legacy or fix your life right here and argue about it, that only takes time away. I don't want to argue. I just want to build. So I just want to go somewhere and build. No, I don't like it here. And here I'm complaining about living here because I'm here. But if I go somewhere beautiful, I could just wake up to a beautiful surrounding and create what I want to create. You guys can do it too. You see what I'm saying? This is sacred. It's not about disappearing, like I said, or fighting with the country. It's not about that. We're peaceful. So we're leaving because we love ourselves too much to die in a system that was never designed for us to live fully, guys. So we're leaving because we believe that life should really be free. We know that we're in the Garden of Eden, and we've been tricked into paying to live in the Garden of Eden. Food still grows, and it don't take money. You ain't never had to put $1 in the ground to see something grow. We're living in a matrix that was already, obviously they use the backs of other people to build it, but they have their own brick and mortar. And for us to come out here and live in their convenience, we got to pay them paper money, but we know that's not divine. And we see how difficult it is to try and survive off this paper money. So instead of using your God-given or universal given abilities to hunt, fish, and grow, you're using your abilities to go work at somebody's job to get money to go pay for something that you can actually grow. You can't tell me that that is life, guys. Come on. Peace to you, sis. I see you up in here. So listen, we want to be really free because we believe that our children should be safe, should learn real skills, should know who they truly are. We're leaving because we don't just want to pay for bills and die. We want to build, grow, and thrive. Literally thrive. And you feel that same tug in your spirit, that maybe this call ain't just for me. Maybe it's for you too. So where are we going? Many people have projected or predicted Thailand, Belize, Africa, Costa Rica. It's neither of those. Okay. Out of all the places we looked at, the place that stood out to us is fertile, it's affordable, but mostly it's tribal. It fits divine design. So Thailand, beautiful place, but it's very difficult when it comes to renewing I ain't gonna say difficult. I'm just gonna say your passport and visas and things like that are a whole lot more strenuous. Okay, you have to leave the country every 180 days and come back to renew, and that's about $1,000. Okay, to fly out and come back, and that's like a 15-hour flight. There's a totally different time zone. Costa Rica's beautiful, okay, but the land is expensive. Okay. Africa, of course, really far from home. And of course, passports and things like that are not as easy. Let's see, there was another one. There was anyway, I can talk about why we didn't go to the other places, but let's talk about why we chose the place that we did choose. Because you can actually do tribal living there. So let's take like Thailand, Costa Rica, all these different places. You could move there and buy houses, rent apartments and things like that for little to nothing, guys. It's ridiculous. And the design of these places are absolutely unreal. But it's difficult to buy your own land in bulk and build houses on it. And that's what I want to do. So for you guys who are saying, I just want to move out in Thailand, get my own crib, live my life. That's not what I'm doing. Okay. So we want to buy land, large acres of land, and build several houses on it, have our own communities. Each one of us buy a lot based on their lot size and cost. That'll be where you're located on the lot, close to, the lake. Maybe you have a lakefront, a view, be closer to the gardens, closer to the school, whatever the case may be. But building an actual community where we all have our own properties, built the houses designed how we want to design them, according to how we live our lives. Greenhouses on our property. Each one of us have a greenhouse on our property to grow food all year round. And all this, guys, is going to be, don't even think about the price because it's going to blow your mind when I get to it. Okay. Most of you guys probably wouldn't even have to pay money. Your basic skill sets that you've learned here could be efficient enough for you to trade your skills to be able to live there, raise your children and all. So that's how inexpensive it is to live there. All right. The place that I chose allows for that, and they give you full residency if you own property that's upwards of $25,000. So the very thing that we're looking to do gets us residency there. Okay, and we have it both places. You don't have to give up your residency in the States, and you can always fly back. It's very close to flying back. The plane flights to fly back home are only about $250 to $300. The plane flights are no longer than 3 to 4 hours. So you're out of the country, but we ain't far though. We're still in the Eastern time zone. Okay, we're just going to where that dollar is reduced, not China. Let me just go ahead and tell you guys, it's Colombia, South America. Okay, Our first trip is going to be to Medellin. Okay, we're going to find us a basic apartment there. We're not going there to wild out. We're going to find us a basic apartment there, and that's where we'll stay until we find our land. So we'll be going there to find the land, and we'll be documenting it all to you guys. So all of you guys who want to come out, you'll be able to see that land. You'll be able to fly out to the land, come out there with us for several days while we go out and find the land and occupy our land. We can all put our funds together, our credit together, our minds together. I need builders. I need people who have knowledge on planting, growing, all the stuff we need because we're creating a community, okay? But what are we building? We're not just moving. We're building a village, a tribe, a living legacy. Children can be homeschooled with love and wisdom, but they also have private schools that are for a fraction of the cost as private schools here with that teach multiple languages, that have everything that you have here, guys. And it's great weather all year round. Christopher said, I'm on my way, bro. Let's go. You understand? Like I said, great schools, great teachers. They have football, basketball, boxing. I think the only thing they don't have is swimming. And that's because, I have friends out there. I've been talking back and forth with people. I've got a little team over there that's helping me do this, by the way, too. A couple of them moved out there 6 years ago and have been living out there and loving how they live. And when I come out there, they even want to be a part of my community. And they already have nice places out there and all. So anyway, we're growing food. The food is locally grown there. We don't have to worry about pesticides in our foods and fake foods. People hunt for the actual meat that they're selling. They actually grow the foods that they're selling themselves. The grocery stores, the foods is cheaper. Even if you are going out and shopping for it, the price is way lower than here. And I'll show you guys that too. We'll watch a couple of videos before I get off of here. And that's okay. Let me see here. So let's do this. Let's get to the cost of it. Okay, let's do this. Hang on. You don't need to be rich. You just need to be ready. So let's say right now, if you said, what can I do to get to Colombia? First, you need your passport. That's about 165 bucks. A flight to Colombia is about $200 to $400. A basic rent, if you're going there for a single person, it's less than this. But for a multiple bedroom place, you're looking at $300 to $600 a month. Okay. Let's say total expenses per month, not rent, total expenses per month. This is even with you going out and having a budget for going out and everything, $1,200 to $1,600 a month. Most of you would say your rent right now is more than that. Most of you, your light bill is that. My light bill is that every month. I have a 10,000 square foot house. My light bill is that every month, guys. Light bill. All right. So let's do this. Let me show you guys some things and we'll go from there. I'll show you a couple of videos of people who have already left and kind of their cost of living, things of that nature, so you guys can get an idea of it, and we'll build more on this conversation as that video goes on. But I'm so excited about this, man. We're about to change our lives. And if you want to change yours, you can do it too. Come on, kid. Get your stuff together here. 1 second. One second. All right, we're getting there. Okay, this guy pays $1,800 a month, and he's going to talk about his expenses and things of that nature. Okay, so watch this, guys.
The cost and the budget of my living when I was in Houston and how much I'm able to save living out here in Medellin. Let's get it. I ended up getting a flight going to Miami, and I met up with one of my homeboys from back home. He had a bachelor party, and so this was the first leg of my trip before I actually headed down to Medellin. So the cost overview of how much I actually used to spend in my budget for living in Houston versus living in Medellin is a huge difference. So in Houston, I was spending around $2,641. These are just all the essentials. Obviously, I didn't account for things like going out, things like that. Now, if you look here, these are the essentials I have to have when I'm living in Medellin. And all of that totals up to around $1,809. I chose Medellin because I've been here about 3 other times, actually 4 times before. And every time I've come, I've always had a good time. The experiences I've had, like going to Community Thursday, and I also just appreciate how the people are here and how everybody is so friendly and welcoming. It's also close to home. It's not too.
Now, keep in mind, guys, these guys are moving here for their own purposes, to enjoy their own quality of life. So they're going there, budgeting to go out, have fun, meet people. A lot of guys go there and meet women. A lot of women go there and meet guys. Whatever your reason for doing anything, you always have your reason. Keep in mind, my plan for my family, I don't have a plan for your family. You have to have a plan for your family, right? So my plan for my family is I want to build a community. I want my neighbors to embody the same principles that we embody. I want to walk outside of my doorstep and at least feel like I live in a different world, because I know here I ain't going to see it in my lifetime. So I know we're not changing the world, but I know we can carve out a piece of it and make it look like we live in a harmonic world. And we can see our children meet people with the same mindset so they can have healthy families. Everybody else can chase superficial shit. But I want my children to meet people who want to marry for legacy, who want to meet a person that they want to embody, who they want to be the mother of their child, like literally with the right mindsets, to know your body is your temple. You could go there and live in our village and go out and live the same crazy life, because prostitution and everything legal there. You can go there and completely wild out. But just understand something. That's not why we are going. That's not why we are going. Okay, so everywhere you go, there's going to be some mess to get into. Okay, and I'm not saying that's what he's into. Obviously, he's showing you that he's going out and having fun. And I want you guys to notice that from his life, he's going out here, he's having fun. He's living a great life of his own design. And we all could be doing this, guys. Okay, so you guys may say, forget what Kevin talking about. I'm gonna go out here and just get me a place and live my life out. I ain't trying to be in no community. Then that's you. You still have the idea, and we're still going to show you guys how to do it. But if you want to walk outside and see a family every day and live with the Rise family every day, have good teaching, quality teaching, education every day. I mean, I'm talking about come to the neighborhood, okay? Squad up, all right? Yes, sir, Angry Cowboys fan. What's up with you, brother? I appreciate that. All right, let's get back to it.
Far, so if I need to get back to the United States, I can always just catch a flight. It'll probably take me about 3 hours or so to head back. So the rent is one of the biggest things. Is going to be the difference between living back in America versus living here. When I was living back in Houston, I was paying around $1,700 a month. I ended up moving out here to Colombia, and you can find plenty of places that look like this in the background, and I'm only paying $830 something a month. So obviously the reduction in rent price has been crazy. The lifestyle that you're able to live living in Colombia versus living back in America with the amount of money that you have is considerably better. So back home, I used to have to pay for my car insurance. Luckily, I was one of the people who already had my car paid off, so I didn't have a car note. Even my car insurance alone cost me around like $300. And then when I got here, obviously I don't have to drive a car. I don't have my car here, so I don't have to pay car insurance. Went ahead and canceled that. Also, just using gas. Luckily, I lived close to a lot of the stuff that I had to go to, so I didn't have to spend too much on gas. I was only spending about $100 a month. But here, I don't have to pay anything, and Uber rides literally from here to my gym is only a $2 ride. Back in Houston, I would try to budget myself to around like 50 to 75 a week. Here, I budgeted a little less, because you know, the cost of things are a little less here. So right now I've budgeted out about like 100 to 150. Rappi is like Colombia's version of Amazon, except on Rappi you can just search for anything and they'll bring it to you like almost immediately.
Listen at this on Rappi. It's like Uber Eats, right? Anything you want, you can get. You're not going to some place where you're outside of the world, right? We're off the grid, but we're very much in the system. You understand? So I'm gonna let him explain it. But he says all the stuff you can order. And I've listened to a lot of people give their takes on this Rappi service. They say you can order anything, even money. I don't know what all that means, but pretty much anything you want, you can order. And most of it you get in the same damn day. Like they talk about Amazon on steroids. It's super crazy. Let's go. And about this food. You saw the cost of the foods, $5-10 for a meal at a nice restaurant. My homeboy, he came here. He's been living in Medellin for 6 years, right? He came here 6 months ago to visit his grandmother and his mother, right? He came here to stay for a month. The man said he stayed for 4 days and got up out of here. He said he went out to a few restaurants, ate some food, and they put that damn bill on his table. He was like $60, $40, $30. And he's sitting here thinking in his mind, this shit is $5 up home. And he said, he was like, Grandma, I love you, but no way would I ever be tricked into overpaying for shit again. And this wasn't rent. This was just him saying, I'm going to go here. Now think about this. He got a pocket full of money because he lived over there and he's not spending a lot overhead. So he's got money. He comes over here and so he could be splurging, but the same stuff we buy on a budget with rent, he won't even buy. And he got the money because he realized it's a damn, just imagine you go to Vegas, right? You know, you paying for the same thing. It's like buying a damn pack of Skittles at a hotel, right? Or buying a shot of liquor at the damn side store in Vegas. It's $30. It makes no sense. You be like, I got to get up out of here, man. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So imagine going somewhere where the quality of life is even better, but the cost of living is way cheaper. We would be spoiled, and we have so much more money to work with. And that money, we put it in the ground beneath our feet, in the roofs over our head, and into our children, into our legacies, guys. I'm just with it. I just can see it. I can see how we could utilize all this extra income on the real world we're trying to build. Here, that's next to impossible. But let's go. We really speeding up time for ourselves by hundreds of years by making this move. To do the same thing here, we wouldn't see it in our lifetime. I'm dead ass serious. Let's go.
And then also, if you live here and you sign up for Rappi Pro, which is like Amazon Prime, it's only $5 a month. You don't have to pay any delivery fees ever. And then you get access to like Turbo. And when you order through Rappi Turbo, they're here in like less than 10 minutes. So it's pretty cool to get access to almost anything you really need. I'm able to add in more to my.
How the hell are they there in 10 minutes? What? And I'm talking about everybody says this, man. And so one of my biggest fears, guys, is moving out to the middle of nowhere. Don't have no internet, nowhere to access my own quality life. Because don't get me wrong, I like the convenience of being able to call and order some food too. But we're not leaving that. We're just going to also have the ability to go outside and plant a garden, guys, in a community that we all built. Every house individually designed by your family. That's fire. Let's go.
Fitness and health, which is something I really want to take care of, and I'm able to by living here. What I was doing back in Houston, I had a gym membership. I was paying around $15 a month. Now being out here, the gym does cost a little more, but the gym is, I guess, the nicest gym. But the rest of my budget has gone down in other places. So every Monday I have scheduled at like 9 o'clock in the morning to go get a massage. And total, that's probably cost me, I think, $160 a month. If you leave America, you have health insurance, and you leave to go somewhere else, what are you going to do about insurance if you get sick or something like that? So there's this thing I use called Safety Wing, and they have access to either travel insurance or.
Understand, guys, healthcare is free in Colombia. Healthcare is free, okay? But if you don't have insurance, you have to wait in line. So you have to make appointments and wait in line. But if you have healthcare, his is $56.28 a month. You don't have to wait in lines. Do you understand? So immediate healthcare with great doctors for $56.28 a month, guys. You don't pay. You don't have a bill for what you went to get done. That's free. You're only paying for an insurance So when you're sick, when you need whatever help you need, you don't have to stand in a line. But you're getting health care ain't gonna ruin your financial life, yo. I'm still paying for a surgery that I needed to save my life, and probably still got to get a couple more for my children. And I'll have to pay an arm and a leg for that. But if I move to Colombia, that's free. I just got to have insurance so they don't got to wait in line. Man, I'm telling you, yo, this is the wave. Let's continue.
A health insurance plan. So what I did for right now is I just got the travel insurance. So if anything catastrophic happens to me, I'm covered. Now, general, like going to the doctor and all of that, I'm not covered. But when I thought back on it, I really did not go to the doctor that much. I didn't go to the dentist that much. Like, I barely used my benefits when I did have health insurance. So to me, it didn't really make sense to have that. So the phone bill in Houston, I used to have Verizon in Houston. I was paying around like $85, $90 a month. Out here, you can get like 80 gigs of data for an entire month, and it will cost you $25 if you get a Claro SIM card. You have to have a phone that's able to put in the SIM card, because if not, you have to use an eSIM. And if you're trying to use an eSIM for a prepaid phone, they're not going to let you. You have to be a Colombian citizen. Here you can look at the total cost between everything I had in Houston versus everything I have here in Medellin. You can see the huge difference in the type of lifestyle that I'm able to live and budget in both cities. So this was a huge reason as to why I wanted to go ahead and leave Houston, because now that I'm able to come to Medellin and live for this amount of money, I'm able to save the extra amount or use that extra amount for other things like traveling. I'm definitely going to be going to some restaurants. The restaurants I have been to already, the few times I've already been here have been really, really good. So it's interesting to try different cuisines, especially when you travel to other countries. So being in Colombia, I definitely want to go out and try to eat as much as possible.
Now keep in mind, guys, for that. So, just for a second, a lot of you guys may say, well, I see the expenses there, but how will I make money in Medellin, right? So like I said before, you guys want to be able to make money here in Medellin or have a useful skill that can translate to there, that you can trade that skill to be able to live there, okay? Sometimes on social media, guys, I've been able to access several thousands of dollars per month, upwards of 20, 30 bands a month. So I do plan on using a lot of the money that I make off social media to help buy this land and build houses on it, not just one. And so houses that I have built, I will be allowing people to stay in them to come out and trade their skills for that. We'll need teachers, people who can plant, because I don't know it all. And I'm willing to fund you guys helping to do this with your intelligence, because money ain't everything. Some of the things you guys know is actually priceless. And so sometimes your skill set could be greater than money. So don't think that, well, I don't have money, I can't be useful. If you got knowledge and you got a skill, that is greater than money. Money is fucking paper. It's paper. We only needed money because it costs money, but we don't need money to thrive. We need money to survive, but to thrive, we need education and principles and teaching. That's what we need. Okay. So I'm a content creator. DJ Genesis Detroit, she's a content creator, guys. We do a lot of interviews, a lot of meetings together. You'll see more of that. Lacey, Jamie, we're content creators. I have amassed a huge following on Facebook of over 1 million, 200,000 on YouTube, Instagram 70,000, TikTok upwards of 60, 70,000 as well. We plan on documenting everything that we do over there. People are going to want to see it. They're going to watch it. That's only going to help us fund this project. You guys are saying, how can I make money? We're going to help you guys start your own social medias so you can document your lifestyle in Colombia. You can show people. You don't got to show your face on a camera. We'll show you creative ways to document your lifestyle to help teach this. Each one teach one, and you teaching should be beneficial to you. Hey, the world has done messed up. They done gave us too many ways to make some damn money. So I can wait, time out. I can make money off social media in America. Go to another place, document it. People will be interested in watching it because they're nosy. And I can make at least $600-700 a month to fund my lifestyle. Whoa. And if I plant and grow, I can film myself planting and growing. Kev and them, or give me a place to stay in while I'm over there because I'm planting and growing and showing everybody else how to plant and grow. My services is being useful, generating food for everybody. So I can go there and not have to pay money because I'm contributing with my skill, but I can record myself doing my skill, put it online, and still make money. Wait, what? Well, how can I be a content creator? Well, we're going to promote you. Anybody who moves out there with us, we're going to be documenting this stuff every day. We're going to be having events. We're going to be out there in the gardens talking, doing teachings, all of this. You guys will be out there. You have your camera phones. There's no way you'll build a social media faster than being connected to people who are already building social medias and know how to do it. We're going to give you all the tools that you need. So natural tools you're going to need. Know how to plant, know what herbs are, know how to build. Natural tools you're going to need. Money, credit, essentials. But those digital tools you're going to need, okay, to be able to make that money online. Post. Be upbeat, creative about documenting your journey. And all that's going to monetize yourself. And if you already make money over here with, say, a business, so okay, if you have a business here already, documenting it is really just another way to make money. Okay, and like I said, you got access to people like myself, Jamie Lacey, and as other content creators like DJ Genesis that's coming out, who was connected with so many other creators. This is going to be something that is going to hit the world. Everyone will be able to witness this, and we don't want any bullshit going on. And that's what's going to show people that there's no bullshit. The fact that we document everything. You understand? This is not about stunting on anybody unless we stunting with our gardens, unless we showing people, well, you got a refrigerator, but I got a greenhouse, baby. You got to keep restocking it every single month or you're going to starve. My food feed me from the ground. Every seed can create another forest, baby. Let's stunt on them. Let's stunt on them with the natural world and show them you're going to keep going in debt and have nothing to pass on to your children, but I'm going to have everything to leave behind. They're going to know how to plant. They're going to know what medicine is. It's in their backyard. Let's stunt on them. Let's show them it's not about the design on your back. It's about that knowledge in your head. That's how you create a better family and legacy. Come on, y'all. The money you're saving on your cell phone bill, the money that you're saving on your rent, the money that you're saving on your food expenses, all of this could be going to your children, man, and your legacy. Yo, I'm so excited about this. I'm more excited about this than anything I've been excited about in a long damn time. Because I've been very discouraged for months, guys, for years, actually, knowing that I'm going to die planting a tree that I ain't going to never see fruit from. And that sucks. That sucks as a generational leader, knowing that the things you're talking about, you're not going to see manifested in your lifetime. And it make you feel like, what's the point? You might as well go out here and just take part in everything the world's doing because you just talking for something you're not going to be able to experience. And maybe your children won't either. So I've been trying to figure out, how can I fix that problem? Well, what if you could speed up time? The time machine is called Colombia. They're letting people come over there, buy up the land because they need the funding. We can take advantage of that. Take this American money over here, multiply it 4,000 pesos to the dollar, and now we're speeding up time. Yo. All right, let's continue.
Definitely going to go do some different experiences. So far, I've already done like horseback riding and touring Camino Trece and going to different museums and, different things like that.
Right there. Look, guys, imagine us out horseback riding. We filming, we having fun. Everybody's watching this, okay? If you see the Rise family horseback riding and y'all flip past that, we coming back to the States and we're going to mollywop every last one of y'all, okay? If we're out as a family buying and shopping for food and stuff in Medellin, Colombia, and showing you guys how to do that, and y'all scrolling right past that because y'all don't want to see that, and y'all rather see some drama, we coming back here, we mollywhopping all of y'all, okay? Or we'll just stay here and enjoy the horseback ride. You understand? But every single, we're going to be having some family fun, guys. So it ain't just boring life. We're going to have stuff that we're doing, okay? Let's continue, man.
Camino Trece and going to different museums and, different things like that. I'm also planning to travel to Peru, so that'll be definitely a huge set of videos that I'll have, just talking about my experience going there and being able to travel from Colombia to Peru while I'm living here in Colombia. I have a lot more free time now that I'm living out here, so it gives me opportunities to work on things I really enjoy, like playing the piano and working on music.
And see right there, he's going to work on things that he enjoys, so we get to sharpen our skills because we don't have this overhead that we have to keep up or we're out on our ass, right? We can now work on our skills and pour into ourselves. There's many things that you could be doing. Guys, I've written books. These will be things that I'll use as monetization avenues. You guys can get there, write books about your move, write books about your living there, write books about your life. These are things that we should be doing, guys, to create legacy and things that to pass on to our children anyway. You never wrote a book. We're going to show you how. Man, get your life in order. Truly, truly. Let's be mission-based people. If you want to do this, like I said, it's gonna be fun. Don't get me wrong, but like I said, it's not gonna be easy. We are gonna have to work. We are gonna have to come outside of our comfort zones. Plant if you've never planted before, and then stay up on it because we're not used to doing this stuff. And so that's why we need somebody out there. I know Miss Season. She's great with planning. She has a garden in the background, so I'll be definitely in conversations with her. And obviously, I don't know if she's even thought about getting a place out there. She doesn't need to live there full time, but she can get a little vacation place out there so she can come out there periodically and show us what to do. And there's so many of you other guys who know exactly what to do. We need you guys. We literally need you guys. I'm totally lost when it comes to knowing what herb is for what and what does this. But a lot of you guys, y'all know that shit. And don't get me wrong, there's books we can buy and put it into play. But we're having somebody right over there with that type of experience is all the things that we need. Okay, building homes with how's the climate in the air? I'll get to that, Carrie. Thank you for asking that. We'll be building homes that's made to live off of nature with, of course, the sun paneling, all that type of stuff. All the stuff you need. But how's the climate in the air? Okay, guys. Beautiful seasonal, beautiful all year round, guys. The climate is. It's actually beautiful all year round. Let me check my notes and see if there's anything that I'm missing to give you guys. Let's see here. Let's talk weather. So the weather in Colombia. The weather in the U.S. is unpredictable, unnatural, and in many cases, it's unbearable. You got tornadoes, you got hurricanes, snowstorms in the north, heat waves in the south, wildfires in the west, and man-made weather experience that nobody wants to talk about. You never know if your garden will thrive or freeze. And one day it's spring, the next day it's survival. But in Colombia, especially places like Medellin, Pereira, Santa Fe, and places like that, the temperature stays around 70 to 80 degrees all year round, 70 to 80 degrees. I don't like that part because I like to wear my coats and stuff. But I do understand that, I ain't going to be able to come out, dressed in press with my trench coats and stuff like that. So I'm going to have to give that up. That's okay. I'll trade that in for a beautiful life any day. So there's no need for a lot of AC or heating systems year round, even though they do have that. There's no tornadoes, no hurricanes, no blizzards. It's consistent rainfall that feeds the land, not floods your basement. Clean, breathable air, high in oxygen from lush green mountains. So that means you can grow food all year long, all year long. Children can play outside every day. You feel better in your body because the sun restores, not scorches. You don't have to escape the winter because winter doesn't exist. So we'll have to fly to some winter time if we want it, guys. If you're looking to go skiing and stuff like that, this is probably not the place for you, right? So let's see. I say, imagine walking up to birds instead of sirens every day. Imagine your body healing from the climate instead of fighting the climate. That's the weather we're talking about. That's the living alignment with nature. Okay. Again, you guys do know where it is now. I'm going to drop the link for anybody who wants to ask any questions and stuff like that. I do have some more details, but we got more lives to do. We're going to keep talking on this subject. Make sure you join the membership program to be a part of it officially, because joining the membership program will give you a voice. Okay, we want to be able to hear you, especially if you plan to come. Okay, Let me do this. Let me drop this link. Someone says, where is it again? It is Colombia, Medellin, Colombia, family. Sherry says, you definitely got one more in you. And okay. And I can't wait to heal my people and all people, but still living the way we're supposed to. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep, South America, guys, Colombia. So I'm waiting. I did put the link in there. Did it show up? Let me see. I thought I did. Okay. All right, so I do have the link in there if you guys have any questions. I'll find another video too so you guys can watch someone else's take on Medellin for them. Everybody has a different lifestyle. Oh, let's watch this. He has another one talking about his eating. Let's talk about this because this is important, guys.
Take a look at all the things I did last week as an expat living in Medellin, including going on a Colombian fruit tour, going to Pizzeria Olivia, walking around.
Oh, timeline. When are we planning on leaving? So we're leaving hopefully this month. Okay, I'm selling all my furniture in the home, our cars and everything. We'll be going out there and doing basic living for a few months, at the most 1 year. And that's just me thinking on a timeline of where accessing land and things of that nature. But that could happen in no time, just depending on how many people are involved. I can't go right now and buy a bunch of land myself. It'll take some time for me to build my money up. But it depends on who's all coming. If enough people came out there right now to be able to buy our land, we'd all need an apartment, which is basic living for at least a few months until our places are built. They build them up pretty quickly as well. A few months, you can have your place built up. But you can move there as quickly as you can access it, which is getting you a place and getting set up over there. And the sooner the better, because now you're saving your money. So if you're not in a lease and things of that nature, the sooner the better. And you'll have basic living, get you an apartment over there. And that's based on where you're comfortable. We'll kind of let you guys know about where we move to when we go there. I have a few different places I'm looking at, but we'll let you guys know exactly where we're going. What can I get for $7K? Lady, are you crazy? you could get a lot for that. Yeah, that's you going over there living crazy for that. So we're trying to go there ASAP. And so as soon as everybody's ready, or we are ready, which could be some months or a year if it's just us buying our own land and things of that nature. It's all just based on our contribution and how soon we do it. Okay, but we're leaving this month, so this can happen this year if we wanted to. We could actually have our land access in a month or so, and already be looking at it being built, just based on who all comes along. Somebody could come along with credit right now and be able to access the land with no money, and we pay it off over time. You see what I'm saying? Somebody could do that. Several people could come together and do that. So we don't really know what the future looks like in terms of that. All you do is you put your first foot forward. And as long as you're waking up every day, going towards your mission, leave all that other stuff to the happening. If it happens, it happens. If not, it'll happen when it happens. But as long as we're doing it, it will happen. Okay. We don't know who all's going to be a part of it. We don't know that, but guys, this is how you do it. You just got to do it. You can't wait for all of that. And you can't really depend on things like that either. So if it happens, it's great. But if not, we want this. And if you guys want this, let's do what we need to do to make it happen. Because it ain't going to take a lifetime. Okay. Year at the most. And I don't want to say at the most, but because it could take longer. But it ain't going to take a lifetime. And if we really focus on this, we could have it sooner than later. So how soon do you want it should be the question. But let's continue. Let's listen to this guy's him talking about the food.
Around El Tesoro Mall, looking at the wildlife that is in and around my apartment, going grocery shopping at a local supermarket, and also I'll talk a little bit about my life and adjusting to life here in Medellin. What's up, y'all? My name is Jet. For those who don't know me, on this channel, I talk about budget travel and all things budget conscious travel. So this is a tour that we actually booked through Airbnb. It's a great tour. Basically what it is you'll meet up with your tour guide at a local market. The market we met at was close to downtown. Once you get into the market, your tour guide will show you the different types of fruits that are there. They have it set up. They'll explain the history behind the fruit and how it got there or why or what people use it for. And then they'll give you a opportunity to taste it and see what it tastes like. And then they'll explain more about the fruit. And so you just move around the market. You can just kind of see how the market is. And during the whole time, they're explaining everything that you need to know about how the market functions, the people that are working there, the types of fruits that are there, the types of vegetables that are there. And then they'll even explain, what each vegetable or what each fruit is used for.
Since it's a powder, we will chew together, okay? We wouldn't eat this way, okay? It's not common that a Colombian, I don't know, you say, I'm hungry, so I'm going to eat a lulo. That doesn't happen. It is for cocktails. This is a fruit that combines very well with alcohol. I think it's one of the ways, the most delicious ways to try it. For example, there are versions of mojito with lulo.
This restaurant is a really cool restaurant. The vibes are really, really nice. It's located inside of El Tesoro Mall. And so when you walk in, you can see in the distance just the views of the mountains and stuff. And the way that they have the restaurant set up is super, super nice. And so, we go in, I got, a couple of drinks. The drinks weren't too pricey, maybe converted to around like $6 or $7 US. But the drinks were really, really good. And outside of that, once we actually got our food, the pizza, I got a mixed pizza that had like different types of pizza all in one. And then we also had a lasagna. And so the pizza, really, really good. I would say that it's probably big enough to share between two people.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, I
This
thought
is way more than just for one person.
Pizzeria Olivia, definitely a great restaurant. I would definitely recommend going to check it out.
It was great. Pizza tasted good. Lasagna was it lasagna? It's not lasagna. Pasta was decent. Margaritas were good. Sweet. Different than spicy ass margaritas back home. Overall, I would give it a maybe a 9.
yeah,
Maybe a 9.
Maybe
8.5.
8.5 is good.
I didn't know that they had another mall. I was thinking there was only Santa Fe Mall, but El Tesoro Mall is another mall that's located in the Poblado area. It's a very nice mall. There's lots of nice stuff in there as well. It's almost just as nice as Santa Fe Mall, if not nicer. I don't know how many people go to.
I'm gonna answer a quick question. Someone asked, how is the crime rate and can I bring my guns? That's a great question. So let's deal with that. Is Colombia dangerous? You've probably seen in movies, headlines or memes about crimes and cartels, but that's outdated. Colombia did go through a rough time period in the 80s and 90s, but today, especially in places like Medellin and other small cities, the crime rate is actually lower than the major cities. Here's what you should know. Medellin was once the most dangerous city in the world. Today, it's a top destination for digital nomads like ourselves will be. Violent crime has dropped significantly, especially in areas we're considering, which are rural, family-centered, and peaceful. They say walking across the streets and stuff like that out there in the cities, there's a lot of people out there who don't make the income that you rich Americans make, because when you move there, you'll be instantly rich. And walking around with things like your cell phone out is the equivalent to walking around with your chain out in some of these ghettos. So you got to be careful, okay? And you guys can understand that because it's just a natural thing that happens. Where we're living, though, it will not be in the major cities. It'll be close to them, obviously, but we'll have our own communities. So, of course, petty theft can happen like in a city, but the murder rate is lower than Chicago, St. Louis, Baltimore, parts of Atlanta, whatever the case may be. We'll stay grouped up in most parts when we go out, things of that nature, because it's totally different languages, and it's best to be comfortable. And if you want to go out on your own, nobody can stop you. You're grown. But if you stay away from drug zones and nightlife, those prostitution type places, you're safer than you are in most major U.S. cities. Can you bring your gun? No. Unfortunately, you cannot bring your gun into Colombia as a foreigner. Here's how that works. Foreigners are not allowed to own guns in that country or purchase them. Gun laws are very strict, and permits are only granted to Colombian citizens for protection, hunting, or sport. Even most Colombians don't carry firearms publicly. But here's the upside. You won't need one. The areas we're targeting are peaceful, rural tribal zones, not urban war zones. Um, we're building a safe, reliant community, not living in fear behind gates. And we have our own lawyers and protection. Own layers of protection. Fence community borders, dogs, natural alarm systems, neighborhood watch style, tribal structure, and most importantly, unity. When you know your neighbors, you don't live in fear of them. And the laws are pretty strict too for people trying to rob and stuff. So they have police officers and things like that to protect as well. Again, we're not going there to fight. We're going there to grow. We're not looking for shootouts. We're looking for sunrise. I do understand the protection that guns have brought us, but based on the area we live in, we need them. Everybody else has them too. The cops, of course, I believe they do have firearms. But no, we're not going to be able to take our guns. That's the only thing. If you're a gun carrying person or you like collecting guns, you won't be able to bring those with you to Colombia. But you can always store them here. And a plane ride ain't nothing but a couple bucks. You understand? Are there any more questions? I'll hit play until we get to them.
To El Tesoro versus Santa Fe, but they're not too far from each other, maybe like 10, 15 minutes from each other, but they're both very nice malls. I think it's really a cool place to go check out if you have the time. Man, so since I moved into this apartment, we've been having like just wildlife all around. And of course, we're out here like in the jungle in Medellin. There's trees everywhere, there's life everywhere, there's birds everywhere. But especially in my apartment, there's just been these couple of squirrels. And the squirrels here, like, they way different. And here they don't have air conditioning in a lot of the buildings, so my apartment does not have air conditioning. So we have to leave the windows open throughout the day so that way air can get through. But with leaving the windows open and the doors open, you're just inviting wildlife to come in. Sometimes you'll have birds that will fly in. So like in the kitchen, there was a little bird that flew into the kitchen and landed on like the little rack, the dish rack inside of the kitchen. And then it just like flew back out.
I like air circulating, but I like window air conditioners and stuff. So I'll create me a rig. So I'm gonna get some air. If I was in an apartment, of course, when we build our places, we can have our AC and everything like we like it. But if we're in an apartment that doesn't have any AC, I'm kind of needing that. Even if it's cool, I still like something on me. I sleep with a fan on me, you know. So I just gonna have a window open. Let's continue.
Especially if you're around trees and stuff, very easy for wildlife to get inside. So you just have to be aware of that. One of the other things that I did last week was actually going grocery shopping for the first time. Normally, I'm a very big fan of Rappi, but there are some things that you cannot get on a Rappi, or whenever you order it, Rappi will be like, oh, it's not there, when really it is. So sometimes it's easier to just go into the grocery store. So there's a grocery store not too far, walking distance, and it pretty much has everything that you need. And the thing is, with this grocery store, they have more than just like groceries in there. They have like three.
I wish you get close to the stuff and show the prices.
Different types of restaurants so you could order food from. So you could go in there. A lot of people go in there, sit down. They have a co-working space inside of there too, so you can sit down and do your work, and also eat at the restaurants that are there. And if you need any groceries or whatever, just go ahead and grab that too. Things have been a lot more calm, a lot more relaxing. There's not a lot of things that I have to worry about while I'm here, because I know that most of the things I need are really taken care of. Most of the things that I want to do, I can get out and do them. And I have the freedom to move around without having to rely on a car or waiting somewhere. I just call up an Uber, take me from point A to point B, take me like, I don't know, $2, $1.50. A lot of my Ubers out here are very cheap. A lot of my food, when I want to eat out somewhere, normally back home, if it will cost me $30 for a meal, out here it'll cost me like $10. So that's been very good. you know, outside of that, I just love being out here. I love being around mountains and being around nature and just having the ability to move around how I have been moving around. So far, I'm really enjoying my life out here. I've only been out here for about 2 weeks now. I still have about 4 more weeks living here in Medellin. And so I'm really looking forward to what I'm going to.
So, guys, someone asked, would I be the only male? Absolutely not. I'm sure you guys have seen other males, even in this live, say, man, I'm interested. I've gotten just as many males hit me up about coming as I have females. So it's a lot of people that are interested in coming out, guys. So that's why I want to do this membership program on my YouTube so we can go ahead and start formally getting acquainted. Many of you may find your spouse in doing this move because, again, we all connecting with like-minded people who see legacy, lineage, family, tribe the same way or similarly. And so things that may not be aligned with, we're going to try to sacrifice those and eat the meat and spit out the bones and create something that everybody can have that's harmonic. Leaving those traditions here in favor of something new, family, and create. And some of you guys may start your family with people that's going over here. Again, we're trying to create something new and different. Yeah, so make sure you join join the membership program so we can have more of these builds, get acquainted with each other, and get more familiar with each other so we can be as comfortable as possible going over here and doing this big thing, okay? Where we moving, I was thinking about going back to the Bahamas where my family's from. We're talking about Colombia, South America, Jeremy. Somebody asked about, of course, men going. I mentioned it earlier. I've gotten men that hit me up about it. My brothers talked about. He and I was talking about it the other day. He'll probably get a place out there. He can come back and go. He does a lot of his work still here in America, of course, but he can see himself having a place over there because it's costs little to nothing. And once we buy it up, it's not like you have to keep on paying to own it. So, guys, I want to do it in such a way where we are buying our lots and our houses and completely owning them for a fraction of the cost of here. So you're not gonna have to worry about your overhead there. That place will be like in a vacation place. I'm living there. So when I come here, it's my vacation. But I mean, you can look at it like your vacation place because you don't have to leave here to go there. Do you guys understand? It's gonna be a fraction of the cost to be able to do all of this stuff. But for people who want to be involved in this and how you can contribute to it, if you're going, join the membership program so we can keep on having builds and so you guys can see exactly how you can be involved in this. But for people who are ready to contribute to this, maybe you have money already, credit already, and things of that nature, just understand this. If this is something that you can see yourself into, do your homework on the place, get in contact with me so we can do our formal meetings and set up to make sure this is right for you. But if this is something that you guys want to invest in, you guys will have first dibs on lots, on the properties, first dibs on where you want your house to be placed, the size of it, things of that nature. So you will get some bang for your buck for getting in early, okay? I want to make it worth your while on every single front. So the people who contribute the most in terms of monetarily, things that they've already earned, credit-wise to help speed up life for us, I want to make sure that they earn something from that. People who give their time to us, their knowledge to us, I want to make sure that they have the same type of benefits because you should be rewarded for what you're contributing to it. And of course, there will be lots for everyone on the property. But I think those best lots, those chosen lots, should go to those people who were given to it, who actually invested in it. And that'll be, of course, your choice on where you want that lot. You also have more decision power when it comes to where we choose to have this land. Okay, you'll be asked to come out, look at the land with us, review it with us, and all this to make sure it's a corporate decision. This is not a cult. This is based on everybody planting their seed, and you get back from it based on the seed that you put in it. Okay. So if you have not contributed anything into it, but you like, I want this lot of land, I want the closest one to the lake, I want the lakefront house, absolutely not. If you're like, well, I don't want to live over here, I'd rather live over there on that side, absolutely not. You're not contributing anything. So you're gonna have to make it work, get you an apartment then. But if you're contributing, we absolutely want this to be, we want you guys to have decisions in this stuff. So absolutely. And you guys can get with me on what those type of things require. I already have packages for those. It's just not to be discussed in our first official meeting. I actually just wanted to put enough information out here to be as open as I possibly could about where we're going, why, so you guys can look into it for yourself and then join the membership program and we'll keep going live weekly about this. Okay, we'll keep going live weekly on these, and these they will be exclusive to only members. Okay, and for the foreseeable future, any documentation on this move will be in the members only. Okay, if you do see something out here in the public, it's probably just to promote the members only, to give the public a little view, because we will give them little snippets. We do have our own social media pages, so we will still broadcast some things from there, but most of our content as it relates to how to get to Colombia, how to live in Colombia, informational things that people need. Guys, people joining that membership program helps to fund the very things that we are doing, not the things that I am doing, but that we are doing. So if you guys are interested in coming over there and you're joining the membership program, you are investing. If you guys are wanting to watch it because you want to support people doing something great, that's how you support it, watching it. You may not have money to send or to donate, but getting a membership program does it. Watching the videos, sharing them does it. So we all can contribute in our own ways. Okay. But anyway, I hope that you guys got the information that you needed on firsthand. You know where we're going. You know why. You know the costs to get there. That it is cost effective. That we will be able to buy land and build a sustainable community. We will be able to see each other's faces every day, have classes, have events where we dance together, teach together, go out and have fun together. We're going to create a whole life. But most of all, everything is going to be designed to teach our offspring how to go out and create their legacy and preserve our own legacies. Here, guys, we're raising our families, but in the end, we don't even get a family. We don't even get a family in the end because we spent all of our money trying to save for this family, trying to feed this family. And often we didn't teach them the right things. So whenever we're passing away, we're not even allowed to live with them. So we'll raise families and then die in a retirement home or die living on the streets. That's crazy. The older we get, the weaker we get, but that's the stronger our children get. And when we get older, they should be transitioning us. We shouldn't be trying to figure it out at age 50 or 60. You should be able to depend on the people that you raised. And if we can create a lifestyle, we're raising our children to understand that. We won't be dying in retirement homes. You understand? And speaking of that, I want to talk about death real quickly. When we die, we get buried right into a funeral home with a stone on it, in a casket, separated from nature. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about leaving your traditions here and creating traditions that align with nature. We won't be put in caskets and tombstones. You won't need to come back to the States and be buried in a plot of land behind some church. No, we'll be pods. We'll be buried in the ground on our land. We'll have our own funeral home, a graveyard on our land. And there won't be headstones that mark the spots. It'll be trees. Underneath those trees, we will not be in caskets. We'll be in pods designed to feed those trees. So in our death, we'll be given life, because that's what it's not supposed to be, a place of death. It's supposed to be a place of life. And when we're dying, we're going separate from nature. That's not divine. That's not living in alignment with nature. We should go back to the earth just as every other plant, every other animal does and plant does. We absolutely should. And so that's what it'll look like. Our place where we die will be trees, fruit trees, and trees that provide something essential. None of these trees will be cut down. It'll be a sacred, beautiful land that people can come to and pick fruit from, eat fruit from their ancestors, feel more connected with them than ever. And on each person, instead of a tombstone marking your birth date and death date, instead, there'll be a book for every person that has passed away there. At our funerals, we'll bring information on every person that died, quotes that they said, things that they said to us that impacted our lives, stories that we can pass down to their legacy members. So each person that died will have a book that people can check out, and each family member can have connection to be able to read about their ancestors and the people that knew them and how they affected to the life of the people that wasn't even in their lifetime. And they can be able to see that way deeper than just having their facial features. You can see how your life impacts the world the same way theirs did even years ago. Most of us won't ever have a way to connect with our great-grands and great-great-grands. We don't even have pictures. And if you do have a picture, that's all we have. But what if you could go to the funeral homes and say, hey, I want to check out the book on and name your ancestor. And they can pull out a book, and in this book has community members and people in the family that spoke about this person with pictures of them and them laughing and smiling and stuff like that. Man, that'll be dope. A whole archive to every person that passed on. You understand? Listen, Renee said it was misleading to say join the membership. No, it's actually on the membership, but it was a dysfunction to it. So it wouldn't have been right to have people pay for a membership, but they can't even access the membership program itself. So I had some issues with doing it this rise. So I decided, so those guys could get their value, I'm going to present it to everyone. And so those next ones, we do need you guys to actually get the membership. Hopefully I have the kinks worked out and you guys are not paying for a membership that you don't actually get the benefit from. And apologies for that. But you did get your value. And to the people who didn't get a membership, you got lucky today because, of course, I couldn't get it to work. So my own lack of intelligence when it comes to working this crap was a benefit to you guys, but you do know where we're going now. You do have those details without having to pay for them, and you can make your decision on if you want to join the membership program. Okay. But again, how do you guys think about that? The funeral home I'm talking about, or how it would be buried now as compared to how we actually do it here in the States. Could you guys see how that's more beautiful, more impactful, more in alignment with nature, that your death actually now brings forth life? That's not a bunch of stones with names on them, a place of sadness. It's beautiful fruit trees where you can go look at the tree of your ancestor, eat fruit from that tree. Yo, you can't tell me a more beautiful way to pass on that your death is now life. How do you become a member? Use your computer and go to YouTube, Avia, and click on membership. And tier 1, the very first tier is access to all of this material information about us moving, okay, and how that goes. Just the basic tier 1 is all you need, guys, and you get access to every bit of it until we start talking about people who are investing in certain lots and things of that nature. That information will be a little bit more private and sacred. We'll do private groups and calls for that, okay. Alicia says that's great. Thank you. Guys, trust me, and that along with many traditions we're going to set to the side because these aren't rooted in anything that bring value to us, okay. But even in our death, we can bring value to the people that's alive. I'm telling you. And you guys can look this up too. You can see what the pods look like and all. And so why go anywhere different than our own land? Why wouldn't we be buried on our own land? You know. Anyway, guys, for any of you guys who are worried about it being some type of cult thing, you guys have access to me. Everyone there will have access to the world outside of themselves. I think that we're past the Jim Jones era. I don't think we can convince people to drink from a punch bowl. I think we've learned from that. And I don't want people who can be deceived like that. I want free thinkers. I don't want people who are coming to worship me or look up to me, idolize me in any way. I want people who come into work, man. My hands can only put the same amount of bricks as yours can. We're no different. I got my things that I excel in. You got your things you excel in. And let's bring it all together. This is not about one man. This is about all of us. It's about our legacy. And so if you want to be part of that, a part of doing something great for your tribe, and your tribe will directly benefit from it, come on. If not, feel free to watch and join, and hopefully you will cheer us on from the back end, and you'll see in the years, I'm not Elijah or Bishop or any of those guys that you, Nature Boy, any of those guys that you guys fear that I will become. And like I told you guys before, Nature Boy was really saying and being the person that he was before all those people went out there. So people are blind and they do stuff regardless. I don't have any footage like that out there. You don't see me acting like that, behaving like that, treating people like that. You don't see me doing any of that. You can find content where these guys were doing this stuff long before they ever started their own things or whatever. So grouping me with those guys is just weak thinking. It's just weak thinking. You've heard me present what I'm wanting to build. If you can see yourself in it, that's fine and that's great. If not, that's fine and that's great too. But grouping me with people who you know did it wrong, who you know was doing it for ego, who you know was just trying to show off, that's not fair because I haven't demonstrated any of that. Okay, guys? But I look forward to our next build on this subject. And again, inbox me if you need any special details. If you want to contribute to what we're doing, $Rise InReach Center. I'll put that in here. Actually, Lacey or Jamie, if you don't mind, type that in there for me. $Rise InReach Center. If anybody wants to do a consultation, I also reduce my coaching calls to $50 per hour instead of $100. All of this with an attempt to fund the things that we're doing. So if you want to talk to me about anything personal, spiritual, inbox me or send me the $50 and the time and the number to reach out to you on, and we'll have our one-on-one conversations. Okay. There's also some important things that I'm selling too, and I want to I'll show them to you later. Okay. For those of you who are interested in some things, I have this really beautiful statue from the Dogon tribe that I didn't want to part ways with, but I'm going to, and I'll put that up later for you guys to see if any of you guys might want to purchase that item. But anyway, guys, correct that, Lacey. I'm going to take that down because they put a T. Okay, it didn't seem to take it down. Lacey, if you could delete that comment for me and rewrite that. Rise in Reach Center. Rise in Reach Center, like opposite of outreach, but in reach. Yes, absolutely. And like I said, I look forward to seeing you guys again next Friday at 9:00 a.m. So Fridays at 9:00 a.m. we'll have these builds. And if anything arises where I'm going to do another live or something, a broadcast on this before then, I'll let you guys know. Okay. But in the meantime, if you need to talk to me about anything immediate, hit me up and I'll do the $50 for a half hour conversation and go from there. And I look forward to talking to you guys soon, man. I'm excited about this. I can't wait to go create this future, especially with my family. But I really look forward to building one with you guys and doing something to make history. I've always known that I was a cycle breaker. And for those of you who know that you are too, this is your call and this is your opportunity to step out and do it. Or it's your way to learn from us and do it in your own way. But do it, family. Don't stay in the zoo if you don't have to. Okay. And thank you, Lacey. That's probably wouldn't let me take it down. That's probably why it wouldn't let me take it down. Okay. Okay. But don't stay stuck in this zoo, family. I've showed you we can get out. Well, I showed you with my words. I'm going to show you with my actions later. Hopefully this month we'll be getting up out of here. But anyway, guys, I love you all. I'll see you guys soon. Hit me up. Peace to you.